All right, it is time. Welcome as we start Dragonlance. Very excited for everyone to join. Remember, you can support our peeps by spending those sweet channel points and giving some inspiration and other bonuses to everybody. We are very excited for you to do so and help us tell our story. So, last time, our brave adventurers succeeded in their mission, stopping the rise of the City of Lost Names, destroying the being that had been attuned to the center engine, known as Belathion. The city began to break apart, the gravity becoming unstable, and this mighty weapon coming to destruction. However, it seemed that a secondary plot was happening while they were taking care of their main objective. For another temple, its foundation littered with the remains of many dragons, had been animated with cataclysmic fire, and these now undead dragons bound into the surface of the master, potentially Lord Soth himself. And so they witnessed this rising into the air, held aloft by these now resurrected dragons. Furthermore, as they saw it make its way across the northern wastes in nearly a straight line, it was picking up the rest of the Red Dragon's army's forces. So, while not being able to be a tool that could have a nearly limitless population of attackers and armies, the main force of the army is able to get aboard, though from what it looked like, it was going to take maybe a few days for them to fully get aboard. And so, with great haste, our group of heroes left Darrett and the forces of Calaman and began to the eastern coast of the Northern Wastes, finding a parked ship of the army that Darrett had talked about, getting on it and begun the sail trip with full winds at their back, trying to get to Calaman as quickly as possible in hopes of warning and preparing the city for what they assume is an incoming attack. So, on the ship of the boat itself, on the deck of the boat itself, is where we will find our heroes relaxing a little bit, getting some rest, getting themselves in order for whatever job lies ahead, and potentially even getting ready to see some found family that awaits them, hopefully still within Calaman. And with that, what would anybody like to do?
I'm hanging out with Tatiana, creating crazy things.
Excellent. So, what type of crazy things are we working on?
Like an acid bomb, an ice bomb, some kind of bomb that will maybe make creatures itch or sneeze or both.
You got it. So, In that case, go ahead, since Setian is working with you, you can make a tinkering check using intelligence with advantage as you guys busily try to design some of these.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Very cool. And go ahead and roll me 3d4 and give me each of their numbers. Actually, give me 3d6 and give me each of their numbers separately.
2 6s and a 5.
Ooh. Very good. You end up with 6 acid bombs, 6 cryo bombs, and 5 bombs of coughing and sneezing.
Nice. Damn it. Sorry, excuse me. I'm being attacked by ants.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna take those 3 orange or few orange stones that I found and feed them to the chickens and see what kind of eggs I get.
Oh, nice. All right, that might take a little bit, but you do begin that process.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I think in Lothorn's downtime, he would probably be running drills, probably writing some more missives and to relay once they find somebody that can relay them. And he might even pull out his playing card set and play cards with some of the crew that are off duty for the time being.
All right. Spend your time playing cards. Very fun. Anything else?
I think Nightmare would finally take out that book. She found it in the library. She just randomly pulled out and start reading it. Don't know if it means anything or not. It was just an ancient book that was in that library. No real description on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's generally, it could be worth a good like 300 gold to a collector, but it does talk about a lot of what you've learned, the foundings and history of the city of Anyai, City of Lost Names. That's good. And then Lola, go ahead and give me a persuasion check as you're playing with all the guards. Or some of the guards, some of the people.
Well, it's not a great roll on the dice, but it's still a 14.
All right. In that case, I'll say you have advantage on your next. So you have advantage with the regular soldier guards, kind of because you're with any social checks. I would say on social checks, who know you because you're kind of like he's one of us. He's a long timer. He's a long timer.
Cool.
Plays cards. All right. Anything else?
I think that Grayson would approach Nightmare. So, Nightmare, were the things that you collected worth potentially your life?
No. Yeah.
So, you know what's in the bag?
Nope.
So, you risk your life for something and you don't even know what it was?
I mean, they're gold plates, but... Oh no, that was the other... Nope. Yep.
There was a big crown.
Mm-hmm. And then a
Okay.
bag.
Okay. Just wanted to check. and he'll
I'm
wander
still
off.
alive. Is it really risking your life if you live afterwards?
Yes, it's still risking your life because you could have not been alive. But I suppose the point is it's your life. If you choose to risk it, that's your choice. I don't know that it does your people any good to risk your life frivolously. I mean, if your land was as devastated as you said, don't you think you're Sylvanesti, right?
That's correct.
That was Bobby asking. Sorry. Every Sylvanesti, the job of every Sylvanesti elf to stay alive so that your people and your culture can continue on.
Yeah. And I'm still alive.
Right. And Grayson will walk off shaking his head.
Sorry. She was serious, but Blair was laughing that whole time. I do apologize.
No, it's totally fine. No, you're fine. I wasn't. I totally got you. You're good. I think there would be one other person that Grayson would go see. He'd go looking for Erevan.
Okay.
Are you easy to find, Erevan?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to check in and see how you're doing.
No, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. I'm nervous about going back.
I am too. I'm worried about what we may find. And that's
No.
even before the Dragon Army gets there.
Well, do we know that?
As far as I know, we don't know that they were there yet. At least we haven't got any word that they were there. It seemed that they were scouting out.
So I was thinking that I may go into the black the mage tower that I have available to me to inquire about this fire ice. And I don't know what you think about that, but was potentially a way to get more information about him.
I think that if you think it's a potential source of information, then we should pursue it.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days now. And I've been thinking that I may want to do that when we get back to Colombo.
I understand. And I think it's a good idea that we should try and find information where we can.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's interesting sort of walking along a path that I didn't know I was going to start down.
What path is that?
So Grayson will quickly look around, expecting to find Alec just waiting to say something. I mean, in essence, being a representative of a divine being.
Yes. Well, I think I can relate to that
And
a little bit.
yeah, I mean, I think I know that the opportunity presented and it was a choice I made. I just didn't know it was going to be a choice that was presented. So I'm sort of figuring out how to understand the gods, how to understand what it is to worship gods, since, you know, we haven't had them for a long time. Or we haven't had direct contact with them, I suppose. Who knows what they've been doing?
Well, Paladine seemed relatively straightforward to me.
He does. And I mean, the Knights of Solamnia are at least familiar with him and the other gods that were sort of integral in founding our order, but it's a little different actually having spoken to or been spoken to by one. But like I told Alec, I think we have all sort of been chosen to do this. I think maybe the level of directness we are having from the gods is different, but I think that we've chosen to continue to work together when, let's be honest, there were plenty of opportunities for us to walk away. And I want you to know that I'm sorry for judging you before. And I don't know if it helps, but I 100% trust you with us.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not so sure that you were wrong for judging me, quite frankly. I was seeking certain things, and had I received them, I'm not sure that we would be having this conversation, quite frankly. So,
well, I'm happy you didn't receive them. I mean, maybe you're not, but I'm glad that you're on our side.
I appreciate that. I'm fond of all of you, and it's meaningful the roads that we've taken together. So I appreciate your sentiment.
Well, I suppose maybe we should get some rest. It may be the only opportunity we get in a while.
I do agree with that.
All right. Well, rest well.
All right, you too.
And Grayson will wander off to get some sleep.
All right. Anything else? All right. Very good. So, in that case, the trip to Calamand is uneventful. It's a welcome pause to your quite insane last few weeks. salt air coming in is a better refresh than the continually dusty air that you've been breathing for so long. But, of course, you still need to move yourself to Kalaman itself. And of course, upon the second day, as the sun is about noon, you begin going down the river and seeing the beautiful docks of Kalaman beginning to rise, as well as the city itself. And upon first look, at least, as you look, it seems fine. There is no blackened rock, though you are coming from the seaside. You see people moving about. People work the docks. There is commerce going on today. People are buying and selling. But Delaney, you don't hear any laughter. Not one. The mirthful tone that goes in most cities is all the voices melding together and generally in an upbeat fashion always makes this little music you can almost dance to. But this is a little bit more like a dirge to your ears. The tone's always trending downward.
Guys, I don't think everything's as it seems. I'm not hearing any kind of laughter or joviality. All seems kind of down. I think looks are being deceiving here.
So Araban will really squint and try to perceive ahead.
I hand him my telescope.
Oh. Never mind.
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Guidance. Because I can do that now.
Hold on. So it was an 18. I have to roll it again because it didn't do it with advantage. Hold on.
Sure.
17, 22. And what's the guidance? Does it matter?
D4.
Sorry, Joy. I didn't realize you were on a telescope. So 24.
Very nice. 24. Looking at the people and getting some idea of the crowds, just looks like a city that is worried.
Mhm.
Is maybe run out. You can definitely see the usually overflowing baskets of food now are people you can see having like a little bit of dried rations that they're eating. It does seem like there's fresh food that's coming in, but it's very small and people are receiving measured amounts
Mhm.
as well. Scanning kind of the coastline can look somewhat far, but you begin to see a line in front of the city of Kalaman, quite a few miles away. but within the forest and within the lands around, rising high above, are flags of the Red Dragon army. Not marching, but those that have claimed territory.
So does it appear that the city's going to be under siege, or that they've already been claimed?
It doesn't look like it's been claimed. It looks like the surrounding lands have been.
Okay.
That there is this slow march where, get the sense the Dragon Army has been moving and going slow.
Incrementally.
Potentially waiting for this thing, but just shoring up their forces and just continually trying to get as close as they can. Though whether they've attacked here or not, they may have. But as far as you don't feel the city is claimed, nothing gives you the idea that this is an occupied city, but more, not under like a siege like people are attacking right now, but you remember all the farms around. You get the sense that those supply lines that you were protecting and were dwindling even with your efforts have come to nearly nothing at this point.
Okay. So I'll relay that to the group. Say that I do spy the Dragon Army. What did you say? It was a mile or two out, or?
Yeah, or more. Enough that you could see.
Yeah, it's just outside the city limits. And they seem to be encroaching upon the city, and I think it's just a matter of time now.
Okay.
How far before we dock?
I mean, you're in the process of docking, so if you guys want to dock, you may.
Yep.
Yeah.
The ships pull in.
Before we disembark, Mel, I think, would seek out Delaney.
All right.
You're an amazing fighter, you know that?
Oh, thank you. So are you.
I wanted to make a gift. Hopefully they work well for you as it does for me. And you'll see her start taking off like these skin tight gloves and puts them in your hand.
Thank you. But don't you need them?
Since I started carrying, and she'll kind of show the shield, I haven't really been able to use them. And I see you've got both hands always on the ready. These might... So they kind of let you catch projectiles that come at you.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Are you sure you can't use them?
Not without modifying how I fight.
Oh. Okay.
And she gives you gloves of missile snaring that require attunement.
Awesome, thanks.
All right. Just want to check. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So, put on your gloves. You can disembark. What would you like to do?
Before we do,
Yep.
as we're pulling into the dock, I'm gonna attempt to balance on like the railing there and shout, "Beautiful people of Calamon, I'm back!"
Give me a persuasion check.
Guidance.
Oh, excellent.
And that's a D4.
Yeah.
So I got a 9 total. Yeah, exactly.
I think as you do that, you're like, I'm back! And you immediately fall off of the deck.
Oh, did you want me to do a persuasion or an acrobatics?
No persuasion. I'm just letting it
Oh,
happen.
okay. Okay. Ow! That hurt. But still, I'm back!
Amazing. All right.
Yeah, so disembark, and I think that we'll want to start making our way to the council, right?
That's what you'd like to do.
Sorry, I was kind of asking the group.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go see what your uncle was up to.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Not like I'm afraid of him, but the damage he's done.
I mean, we have Aravon here, and if he really wanted to kill him, Aravon could.
I'm more worried about Delaney.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We have a Delaney. It's fine. Delaney, shoot on sight.
She's been wanting to at least tie him up for a while. I hear.
Well, that's the least I want to do, but
Don't worry,
I'm assuming we're
Delaney.
having this conversation as we make our way.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Just
Delaney.
remember.
I'm the captain now. So shoot on sight, by all means.
Just remember,
But-
any crimes against him is a high crime and misdemeanor punishable by execution. So please just keep that in mind.
That's not how it works when you're a captain. I assure you. Don't worry, it's fine.
Grayson has some regrets.
She looks at Grayson, looks back at the situation, looks at Grayson at kind of like, well, you give me the speech, come on. And
All in due time, Alec. All in due time.
Yes, this is the time, and it is due. So we are doing. I understand. I'm right. We're right here. I understand. No worries.
We will see.
All right. And you wish to make it up to Castle Calamon?
Yep.
All right. So, as you push further in, the guards at the gates recognize you and they smile and nod, ushering you in. And 3 guards in particular are called to the courtyard as you all arrive. First person I think they do look to is Grayson, as you had controlled Kelman for a good day or so here at one point, and they were, sir, it's good. Oh my goodness, you're alive, sir.
Yeah. Yep. It was a difficult time, but we've gained some information, so we'd like to see the council if we can, and well, clearly we've seen how close they've already gotten. Anything you can tell me before we go in?
Oh,
Anything you think we should know?
we have daily, if not a few times a day, skirmishes. We keep getting drawn into. They will seek to draw us out, do enough to deplete a bit of our force, and then retreat, wearing us down, injuring us. We understand the tactic, but it's hard to do nothing lest we lose even more food and our people starve. It's
No, I understand.
a hard. Guards are prepared to die or worse, or
Yeah.
every day.
Well, thank you for the work that you've been doing back here.
Yeah, I'm on rotation here at the castle. It's usually it's 3 weeks out, 3 weeks within the walls for most of us.
Okay.
Do we recognize the attrition tactic as new, or just another tactic that the Dragon Army uses?
They haven't used this yet. This does seem new. And he does go, it looks like you have new allies as well.
Yes.
Yes, and look who we brought back. Pointing to Cudgel and to Tina.
They go, all
Who has
right,
probably
good to
run off
see
to
you.
a shop.
Yeah. She has run to her shop. She's like, hopefully they didn't open the gray eggs.
What?
Oh.
What gray eggs?
Oh no, I tested those. We don't want them.
Okay.
Unless, of course, we can make a surface that, and her voice trails off. Anyway, sir, I do have standing orders to interrupt whatever the Marshal is doing, she said, should any news from Darrett's forces come back. So please follow me.
Okay.
She's in the council chambers.
All right.
Leads all of you that way. And then you ultimately enter in the familiar conference hall, and its large round table has seen significant repairs, as you can imagine, since last you were here. Those of you who have not been here, you can see fire damage, sword strokes that seem to have been filled in. And try as they might, you can see the faintest hints of dried blood on the floor that have been scrubbed away. Those of you who have been here know full well, you remember the last time you were here. Marshal Vendry and Lord Baccharis sit at the table, with various bickering strangers who wear the colors of Kalaman guilds. Opposite the door, a woman in simple clothes sits in the governor's chair, watching the proceedings with uncertainty. Marshal Vendry sees you and stands, surprise clear on her face. Oh my goodness, silence! And she, with tears in her eye, runs to hug Delaney and Grayson and Alec and Nightmare and Aravan.
Marshall, how are you?
I thought you were lost. I hadn't heard anything. Oh,
It's been tough. Really tough. And we've come with some news. And a couple new friends.
excellent. If you speak vouch for them, I welcome you with full We can arrange that in a moment. Please, Counsel, I'm sorry I have to excuse myself. I need to hear this report immediately. Then Bakar sends up, I object. This is a council meeting, and any news brought to the meeting can be heard by all council members.
Okay.
Can I cast friends on myself?
Oh wait, no, Delaney's gonna be bad here.
Do we need initiative between the two of you to see who goes first?
I'm going to discreetly take out one of my eggs of sneezing and choking and discreetly toss it at Bakaris.
Have you read it?
I did.
Okay. Okay. You can do this. That is a lethal weapon.
No, I don't want to do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that now. I was gonna try.
All right. So, Alec, you wanted to see if you could try something?
Yep, I'm just gonna cast friends, and then I'm gonna say, sir, don't worry, we'll give you a full debrief right after we speak to her. We really have to do some catch up, but please, don't worry, we'll get to you right after we speak to her, okay? And I would like to try to persuade him to sit back down and shut up.
Give me persuasion with advantage.
Nat 20. It's fine. The first roll was a nat 20. 28.
Right. So he begins to sit down. And then the other council members all stand up. I think we would like to hear this, actually. I know we're new, but they all look at the one in the governor chair, and she somewhat reluctantly, hesitantly agrees. If this could be something we all need to hear. But I mean, Bakaris, you don't have any objection? No, I rescind it.
Excuse me, but not everything that we need to tell her is something you need to hear. This is regarding military stuff outside of the city, not within the city, or regards to the city at this time. If there's something that she deems that you need to know, she will tell you. But right now, we need to speak with her and her alone. I beg your pardon, Governor, but this is really how it needs to go right now.
Sure, Zenventry begins taking you out.
I would like to think I did one of these to Bakaris. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
Make your way down the hall. You hear, "Gods, I was bewitched!" And it comes out, he busts out of there as You hear, "Gods, restrain him!" And there's this motion as he goes, "No!" And it goes, "Mother." But I was like, "Magic was used, Governor, in the council chambers." Vendry! And Vendry just, "Did you use magic on a lord of the council, Alec?" Yeah, you
No.
did. Okay. So that would have been a no if
Listen,
she
I
brings
figured
up.
yeah, we're friends.
Gotta remember that lasts for a minute. And brings everybody in as she, "Governor, please forgive. They've been out on the lines. As you know, usually before they would be forced to endure such a round of harassment, they were entitled to leave. Given the nature of this, they were interrupted, and I attempted to get us out of here. For any soldier needs to decompress. I think, therefore, we can at least forgive this, assuming, of course, they are ready to give their report now." And Bakar's, though furious, sees the council going, "Yeah, this makes sense." And right. They've been fighting an army. Yeah. And she goes, "Of course, just I want it to be known that anything further would not be so easily forgiven."
Thank you, Governor.
Andrew goes, "All right, then let's hear your report."
Just really quick. Did we leave or are we now in the council chambers?
They brought you back in the council chambers because
Okay.
she kind of made it so that because they were about to arrest Alec and take off his head.
Okay. So I think that
apparently they need to imagine and think of their report. I wonder how successful they really were and how trusted they should have been.
Fine, I will give the report. then.
Well, I think Gracie was ready. This is Picard speaking.
Yeah, that was for a little bit more Bobby.
I know.
Because I was trying to think of like, is there anything we don't want to tell them? And so I think
lots of things.
I think that Grayson will tell them what occurred. Because clearly I don't remember everything that occurred. Just the big stuff. And I think that he will try and, since Paladine is related to law and governance, he will just sort of try and feel that power or try to connect in that way to help him feel comfortable in giving the report or to reinforce the report. Does that make sense?
So, what was some of the stuff like?
So he would report, finding the dragon army there, the encounter with the dragon.
You found what you knew was there by the intelligence this council already gave them. Yes, they followed up on a lead.
Council, if you would like us to continue explaining what happened while we were gone, would you ask my uncle to allow us to speak? Or perhaps he can wait outside while the council hears what happens, if he is unable to control himself and act in a lordly, mannerable way.
I'll save my comments to the end then, nephew.
So he talks about the Black Dragon. He refers to Delaney's notes about all the different kinds of draconians we found, their plan to raise the city, how we stopped it, their backup plan.
As soon as you get to this, the council chamber erupts into like just fear and panic. And so how many citadels?
There is one.
Do they make more? Do they know how to do this?
This is the only one they can have.
Interesting. How does the citadel fly?
It flies due to arcane magic and that cataclysmic fire that was retrieved from the catacombs here.
Where's it headed?
Honestly, our guess is here.
I'm a guild member. How can it be destroyed then? What do we need to do?
Well, I would assume that that is something for magic users, military leaders, and those who have been touched by the divine to figure out.
Excuse me, you're saying this is coming. Then tell us, how can Calaman stand against a fortress that soars over the city's defenses?
Question. So I know that whoever commands the chaos, the cataclysmic fire, can bring back the fallen dragons. But do I know if killing the person who is able to control the cataclysmic flame would end its control?
I don't think you know. That's not something you guys figured out one way or the other.
Governing council, to answer your question. And because the only way that he honestly feels that this could happen, Grayson says, in faith of each other, and in faith of the returned gods.
A nifty way to not answer a
But
question.
I'll tell you how we do not defeat them. By infighting. This is the time that Kalaman needs to come together. This is the time where you need to prove your leadership by putting aside your petty bickering and lead the people. Because it is going to take everyone in Kalaman for this to succeed. And if you are afraid of dying here, then I recommend you exit the city. Because people will stay, people will fight, and those people will be the ones who defeat this enemy, this danger.
There is a hammer. Heroes of Kalaman. I regretfully did not introduce myself. I am Governor Thren. Marshal, please give your people all of our thanks while we discuss their report. And we look forward to you rejoining us. Masha bids all of you out of the room. Well, that probably went better than it. It went better than I'd expect given the last few weeks.
There's one thing I didn't mention in there.
What?
There's a spy within the city.
What evidence do you have of this?
Were there documents that somebody read or had?
No, I overheard
Oh,
in their military outpost in the city of Lost Souls when I was sneaking around the mansion.
okay, then totally accept Delaney and just like,
Delaney says, okay. Any ideas to the identity? Solid things. I know who we'd all like it to be.
oh,
All I know is the name Consalde, who sometimes goes by Fire Eyes. And I believe it's a female.
I believe that's the leader of the army's division here. Are you saying she's infiltrated the city?
Yes.
This was a short conversation you overheard.
Yes. I heard 3 names. Consalde, who was in Calamon, goes by Fire Eyes. Bellafion was completing a task, and Loasad was also helping. And we've already talked to Loasad, taken out Bellafion, so the only one that's left is Consalde, who is in Calamon.
That could have meant in the area as well.
No, it said in Calamon.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll certainly keep your right to have not mentioned this in there. I will keep I'll see what I can do. This should not reach the council. It's not right now. Maybe I'll tell the governor.
who is the governor?
When she was duly elected, as were all the council members, or elected from their individual guilds by the guild members. It's a mess. None of them know statecraft, and
But she's a local and has been here for a while.
she has, but honestly, most Bakaris runs it mostly now. He got his talons into most of the other members early. They're not used to his manipulations, and she's not yet been around enough to have loyalty from many of the members, or any of them, I should say. So it's been interesting. There was a move to order the Vogler people to leave, but that was quashed. But Bakaris did attempt that, I should tell you, citing food supply shortages. But you trained them well. They actually have been able to supply meat, and upon getting their different reports, they actually, in the end, have been able to help the city and provide, as opposed to the vampires they were made out to be by Bakaris. So well done. You probably saved their lives. Again.
Forgive me, while you were talking, I I forgot. You had said it, right? Where do we find the spy? Where is she?
You don't know. You just knew Vogler, not
Oh, no,
Vogler. Galaman.
I'm asking her. I'm trying to see if I could play a way to get her to tell me where this spy is. If she,
What? She goes, no. Oh, okay, I gotcha. She goes,
Yeah.
I don't know. If there's a spy, I can just have people look for her, or look for them. I'm not sure, or who they may be looking for, if they're using magic. I don't know any of this.
But you said she's in charge of one of the armies right now. So where would she be?
She'd be outside of Kalaman. In one of the camps. She's in charge of one of the Red Dragon armies, is what Delaney was saying. What Venture was saying.
Okay.
Or in charge of the Red Dragon army, I should say. My intelligence has that she was left behind by Valimar, who I think was the High General, from what I've been able to understand. Anyway, please rest. Your quarters remain at your disposal. You can show your two friends. If you're needing rank, and looks Knight of Solamnia, of course. And claps. Please befit this knight to their rank. They look at Mel. And I forget, Lothar, were you that too?
No.
No, okay, can remember. And can the special officer, Lothorn, we'll get all of it set up and each of you are entitled to 150 gold from your stipends. So there's that. So look, finding things in the city. But anyway, I need to get back there before Prochorus has me hanged.
Marshall,
Yes.
it goes without saying, discretion would be key to us being able to find this traitor.
What you say is true. Enough time, we will have bigger problems.
By what right does my uncle claim to sit on the council? He's not a member of a guild. He's not a citizen.
He was a noble of Kalaman before he went to Vogler. He is a high noble. By the laws, any nobleman may have a seat on the council.
Awesome. Then I would like to petition for a seat on the council.
Of course, your family seat is taken by your uncle.
My mother's family seat was taken by my uncle. My father's family seat was not.
Then, if you really want to play this game with your uncle, it's up to you. Write a petition, and I'll see that it's delivered to the council.
Okay, I will work on it.
He had sat before all the trouble started, and even though he was sent to Vogel in disgrace, well, those types know how to work a room.
Yes. The terrible massacre was a blessing for him.
Don't forget he lost his son during that time.
I mean, he led his son to his death. Yes, you're right. You have known my uncle for a short time. I have known him all my life.
Just remember, is a time far as the council is concerned, he has been the nobleman guiding them through all the tough times. Be careful, Grayson. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate your concern. Thank you. You should, like you said, get back in there before he has you hung.
She moves. You have your rooms, and you have the city at your disposal.
Delaney, Erevan, do you want to go check on your children?
Yes.
The rest of us, do we kind of want to wander the city and sort of see what information we can gather and meet back here in an hour or so? Hour and a half? 2 hours?
Alec, Nightmare, you should probably check in with the citizens of Vogler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Grayson, that
I can go take a look at them. See if they need anything that we might be able to help with.
They might also have some information we could use.
So, Matt, if Aravan was to check in with, like I'm assuming there's some sort of resource, like a black tower of high sorcery within the city, for him to ask about this.
There's not a black tower here in Kalaman.
Mm-hmm.
And the tower that exists in Kryn cannot be gotten to currently.
Okay.
Dun, 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 for all those who read the books. But there is...
No, I did read it. I just
No. I was making a joke. I wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't a joke. That was...
I just assumed they had some sort of like outpost or like affiliation here, or like a presence.
So you do know there's a Black Robe mage here. The same one who sent you to your trial.
Wyan.
Yeah. Okay. I just figured there was something like a building or something where.
Given that there's all these people who have all these magical means of communication, there's not so much that. The
Okay.
most is that the towers in Wayreth Forest.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to do this, but I will trust that you will see the children for me, Delaney. And just give me her names again. It was Casvaldi?
Consalde.
Okay, hold on. Let me write it down.
I can go with you and then we can both go see the children.
Yeah, we could do that. Consalde and
Nickname or
Fire Eyes.
nickname Fire Eyes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, you two be careful. We should probably all be careful.
I've got his back.
And he's got yours.
Indeed.
Lothor and Mel, I can show you up to our barracks, and then we can decide how we all want to divide the rest of the city or what we want to do.
Did I hear the marshal correct? Consalde was a member of the forces here?
No. She's in control of the Red Dragon army that's out there.
Then maybe the troops may have, well, I guess they wouldn't have really known their enemy by name, right?
It's possible that they came and made demands at the city gate, to delivered missives. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure
Did
the
I
attack. Go ahead.
did I hear that correct? That man in there is your kin?
He's my uncle. Yep. He's my mother's brother.
Are you safe within the walls?
I'm sure I'm as safe as any of us are. But, you know, as Alex says, if I'm the chosen one, I'm pretty sure Paladine is not going to be taken care of by a sniveling man.
I think that's true.
So, he says this as he's walking you all up. And then, any particular areas you all would like to cover?
Well, I'd like to see if I can find one of my contacts here that I left behind. Get down these missives and find him a ship to head back to my people. Get them some information, though I worry about their own. It sounds like this is a multiple front war from what we've discovered. I don't know if there's other branches out there. But if I can give them a heads up on what they'll be facing.
Yeah, maybe they have some information as well. We know from just our own people that different colored armies have attacked different places. Delaney's folks, I don't remember what color, but Nightmare, do you recall what your... I'm sure you recall what your dragon color army was that attacked your home.
It was a mix of colors, but mainly red.
Oh, okay.
The dragon army combined forces to take us out, and the high priest came up with an idea to get rid of them, which it technically worked. It just made the land a living hell, where now no one can have it.
Okay. Anyway, if I had to wager a guess, I'd probably say there's one for every color head that was on that amulet that Erevan used to wear.
I would make 5 then, right?
Yep.
That's troubling. I'll have to add that to my report.
Perhaps this tactic that they're employing here in Kalamon, this attrition tactic, might be due to our efforts. They might not have the strength at the moment to fully attack.
Well, at the moment, but in a few days they'll have a flying fortress on top of us. I think that's going to change the balance. I wonder if it might be worth taking some sort of attrition strike of our own at their forces and see if we can't pick some of them off. But that depends on how big their forces are.
I'm also kind of afraid that maybe they were just waiting till the city was up in the air. Because with the assault that my uncle led forces on and what we took with us, Kalaman doesn't have very many soldiers compared to what they had when we first started.
It's going to put a lot of weight on our shoulders. I think it would help if we had any idea how to deal with this city.
Well, to be honest, I'm hoping the gnome can come up with some ideas. Or at least get more of those gnome fingers, cabbage deliverers, whatever it was.
You know, it occurs to me that maybe we can use those gnome flingers as catapults.
That's what the lady's been saying.
Launch some of those eggs at them.
Yes, I think that had been something that had been considered.
Oh. Well, I know that, was it the black one?
Yeah, that one was dangerous.
If we can find a few more of those, that might give them some pause.
Huh. The thing that really scares me is that dragon fire breath. That's a really interesting thing we have to figure out how to combat. Anyway, sitting around talking probably isn't finding an answer.
No, we should go search for what it is we know. Mel, do you have anybody around that you need to check in on?
No. I was on my way up to Kalamon to help with the efforts, but I don't know anybody here.
Well, I don't think it's wise for us to go wander over the city alone, so probably best if we pair off. Would you like to travel with me then? And Grayson can travel with Alec, I don't know.
If you don't mind me tagging along.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a plan. Let's get to it then. See if we can't find some solutions.
All right. We'll see you all back here in 2 hours.
I hate to say it, but after the meeting, I think Alec would split away from you guys. So he wasn't there for that conversation. He
Okay.
took when Delaney said, "Hey, Nightmare and Alec, you go help the people." That's when Alec probably branched off.
Was never seen from again. Just kidding.
I really think he's part Kender. You two can go ahead. I've got gears, so I'm not alone.
Nightmare's here too, right?
Nightmare?
He can't hear us.
Oh.
He said, "Is it just me or is no one speaking?" So I think he's trying to fix his. Yeah, there he goes. Okay.
Well,
I think he wandered
Grayson,
off to mingle with the guards.
if you want to go with us, you're welcome to go.
No,
See, just the rest of our party has vanished before our eyes.
Guys, I got some bacon. You want some? I just went down to the mess hall real quick. Snuck out some bacon.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh, you guys look pretty intense in here. You guys having a meeting? What happened? You guys all right?
We were just talking about we should go gather some information, and then we were pairing off.
All right.
Oh, okay.
It would seem that you get to go with me in Gears, or we get to go with you.
Oh,
Do you have a
great.
destination in mind?
Yeah, I do. It's a pretty annoying one, but it's fine. It'll be fun.
All right. Then we'll all meet up in 2 hours. Nightmare can hear now.
Yay. All right. In that case, let's go to Delaney and Erevan, who are going to Wyans. Make your way through the city to the familiar store that had pushed you into the test in the first place. And there are the familiar things that await you: the smell of licorice, and of course the various trinkets. Though many, it seems like Wine's having a hard time keeping up with her good luck trinkets. There's less on the table, and even as you come in, a few people buy them and leave.
So I'll just wait till there's like a slowdown with, I guess, customer traffic, and then I will approach her.
Yep. And as it goes, she looks at you. Ah, brother. Great to see you.
Sister, how have you been?
Oh, it has been interesting weeks. I've continued to represent the towers here, at least to those who feel they have magic ability. It's unfortunate that I would say we didn't have more as talented as you come through my doors. They have not returned in some weeks.
I appreciate that, and I'm sorry to hear that. I do have to ask you, I've been through quite a bit since I last saw you, and I have even been in touch, and I, whisper to her, and I say to her, I've even been in touch with Takesis herself. And quite frankly, it was part of my test. And I'm now seeking to speak to somebody who I believe is maybe working for Takesis, and her name is Consalde, and she goes by the name Fire Eyes. And I ask if she has any information about this person.
Consolidate. I have heard the names of the commander of the Dragon Army. I've heard her rumors. She is not a arcane user, mind you. From what I have heard as magical things come across from the tower, she was trained into some piece of tachesis in this world to channel the divine energy of the Dark Queen herself.
I see. I may have been under a misimpression that she was black robed herself.
So, at least not according to any of the records. My understanding she never took a test, though there was a theft that occurred. A gem of seeing was taken by her some years ago from a shop under the auspices of the towers. Rumor has it that she plucked out her own eye and put the gem in. Seems to have granted her magic beyond what she should be capable of. And even magnified the rumors that I've heard from my colleagues in the Red Dragon Army are that she can see through any lie, in addition to illusions and everything else that item would have.
Mm-hmm. I do appreciate the information. But currently, right now, you do not know her location.
Specifically, no, but she is said to be within the camps, directing them or at least sending word to them.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, some of our order have gone over to the lines, though I don't serve gods. Those that do are weak. So, those who have served Tachesis in our order have found themselves within the army. The fools.
Mm-hmm.
But still friends, of course, by the rules of the tower.
I share your sentiments completely. I I felt that she did not fulfill her end of a bargain that I had made with her, quite frankly, during the test of all things.
Gods have a funny way, an irritating way of seeing things in a long form. As far as she's concerned, maybe she promised one of your ancestors, or predecessors. At any rate.
It's a good point. I do appreciate your assistance.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, but I will call on you if I need you again. And, it was good seeing you.
Apparently you made a friend of mine. They sent you something.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Let's see here. Dalamar wanted you to have this. Apparently it's a spell that they've been working on. And she hands you a spell scroll.
I'll take a look at it.
All right. This is Dalamar's Lightning Lance. I put it in loot.
Thank you. And I just bow before her and say thank you very much.
That's so cool of Delamar.
I was actually, well, I was trying to talk with her privately, but it is.
Like you're going to talk privately with a Kender in the room.
Yeah, I
Come
know.
on. Come on.
Hey, you should just be happy she kept quiet till now.
That was very nice of her to me.
And for you, let's see. I was asked to give you something, actually, from your own test.
Oh,
But I need to verify that you have done as instructed.
okay.
Will you show me proof of you fulfilling what was asked?
I open up my book and show her the stories I have written.
Yes.
And I just look at Delaney very quizzically.
Very good. Then on behalf of the sorcery, we would like to extend this to you and hand you this potion that seems to have bubbles that disappear as they float up above. So this is one potion of invisibility. Because who doesn't like to cause chaos by giving this to a Kenter?
Ooh, yes! This will be so much fun. I love being invisible. Thank you.
So I mean, if you could do me a favor of someone I'm told you know, actually. Yes. And grabs a grabs a small ring. She puts it. This protects the bearer against fire. And I was told to find a person, but I'm assuming you might know them. Do you know of a woman by the name of Kira?
Yes.
And she hands you a scroll. She goes, this was a message for her, as well as this ring. If you could make sure she gets it.
Yes, we can do that.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure talking to you.
I know.
Have a glorious afternoon or rest of your day.
Absolutely. And in case anyone outside hears this, pardon me. Now get out if you're not going to buy something.
Thank you very much. And I just wave goodbye to her and I leave with Delaney.
Let's go find Kira. She should be with the healers.
That's fine. So where would that be?
Sort of direct him toward where we know Kira should be.
Did I mess that name up, Delaney?
What?
Did I mess the name up?
Oh. Oh, never mind.
I didn't. Yes. Haha.
Got it. Got it. Sorry.
What's happening right now?
Nothing. Never mind. Let's go see the kids.
That was great. That was great.
As they go to the kids. All right, who would like to go next?
Never mind. Got it. Sorry.
It would be
Uh,
Alec, if everybody, if everyone's okay with that.
go for it.
Sure.
All right, awesome. So, Grayson, how you holding up, man?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Um, I'm hanging in there. So, what's it like being a chosen one?
I don't know. What's it like being a chosen one?
You don't know I'm chosen. I'm not chosen. Don't be silly.
Do we have to have this conversation again? You didn't have powers, and you did have powers, and you have a symbol of a god.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Chosen.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Listen. All right, things are gonna get weird. Don't worry about it. Just stay close. And if she decides to like say anything at you, just ignore her. Trust me. I'm gonna take him to go visit Waylon.
Right back to the shop we came from.
Okay.
Waylon, hello. Ding 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 ding.
Do you mean Wyan?
Wyan? Yes, Wyan. I'm sorry, Wyan. Wyan,
Yes,
ding ding
Wyan.
ding ding.
Like for you to remember my name.
Yeah. I mean, you only remember people that's important. So listen, I found out.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for your smell. I need to
God.
breathe for a second.
God, I can't stand you. Listen. All right. So I have
Would
something.
you rather sit? Is that better for your weakness and your lack of conviction?
Jade scutters out of my hood and is now sitting up top, full hissing. Listen.
Listen, you don't need to take it out on me for choosing a companion so poorly, little one.
Jade, save your breath. It's all right. Don't worry about it. So I have someone here that has been divinely chosen by a god. So I was wondering if maybe you had some like magic mumbo jumbo stuff for sale that I can give to him as like a way to like channel that, other than what he already has.
I deal in magic that one earns, not that is given to those who bend knees to things that have ignored us for centuries.
That's odd and that's confusing because I still don't understand how you have yours. Listen, let's not dance around the subject.
You don't,
You
huh?
hate me. I hate you.
You want to put something where that mouth is?
I mean, I have some pocket bacon for that, but it's all right. Listen,
See black electricity's dangling around her fingers.
that's a wonderful light show. Listen,
Want to go?
uh,
Then shut up. Now, what did you want?
well, I was hoping you had some like healing potions or something of the like that are for sale.
Interesting. You have been handed power on a silver platter. Went through the trouble of proving yourself to those who don't even have vision. You still haven't learned how to make your own tea, basically. Oh, anyway, yes, of course. For you,
Lessons?
I've got 3 potions if you have 250 gold.
250. Come now, isn't there like a white robe discount?
Yes, but there's also an asshole tax, so they kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's fair. All right. I'll slide over 250 gold for those 3 potions. All right.
She will give you a greater healing potion and 2 regular healing potions.
Got it. And with that, I'll say, all right. Well, thank you for I don't know, nothing. All right. You take care of yourself. Don't die. It'd be tragic.
Please.
And And later, have a good one. And as I
Have
walk,
fun. Don't accidentally learn any spells that'll kill us all.
too late. I should fireball this door. All right, let's go.
Bring it on, Shiny.
I think that Grayson just hangs there a minute after Alec leaves and just sort of looks back the direction he went and went, I don't know, and just walks.
Sure you don't. You trifle in worse things than him. Go.
Listen, as my friend Delaney would say, have a great rest of your day. And he'll walk away.
Ooh.
Alec, what's the deal?
Listen. You know what the deal is? You know what her problem is? All right, this is her problem. She is a black robe mage witch. She's not even a mage. She's a witch. Okay, she is a witch, and I so want man. Whew, listen. If ever came a moment where I had to save someone's life, it will not be hers. Okay, understand me. Listen, I walked in, I said, hey, how are you? How are you doing? And you know what she did? White robe, nah. Listen, I cannot stand her. And I know. I came off a little strong and rude when I walked in, but that's because I've been suffering her torment far too long, Grayson. All right? I will not do it no longer. All right? I hope she stubs her toe.
I mean, that's fair.
Mhm.
Maybe you should have led it with you're a captain now and she has to respect the rank.
Respect the rank. Listen, you know, it's crazy. This whole I hate politics, but when they put this robe is like a status to her. You're not a black robe. Now, let me tell you right now, okay? If she was here instead of Erevan, right? She would kill us. She would have us killed. She would blow us up. So that's why I said if Erevan wanted to kill us, he would have, because you see her, black robe, yeah, that lady, yeah, twinkle fingers. I don't care. She is terrible, toxic, and I give him like a one of the regular potions. I'm gonna distribute this to everybody. All right.
Oh, and Alec, you have already saved people's lives. So that opportunity has already come up and you succeeded.
I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, if this potion heals us, she would have saved people too.
Maybe somebody should identify it just to make sure.
Go ahead. You first.
I meant magically identify it. You know, like Erevan or Nightmare or you. Can you identify things?
I mean, yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all magic wizard stuff, so I'll leave it to you all.
Didn't you want to like try it and just take a leap of faith and see? Maybe if you take a sip, your god would be like, yes, it is a potion of healing.
I could do that, but what if it is a good potion of healing and then we wasted it?
That's a fair point. Then you know what? You won't know until you need to drink it. Isn't that great? That is such a gamble.
Wow, she's really got you riled up. We should walk for a bit.
I hate her so much. You have no idea. Okay.
Let's go see what's going on around the city, and then maybe climb to a tower and look over this army, see if we can get an idea of its size.
All right.
How does that sound?
That sounds great. That sounds great. Do you want to fly? Do you want to fly?
Not yet, but maybe soon.
All right, I got you. See, I'm a nice white robe person. She would not have done that for you.
Yeah, you are a nice white robe person. Liked you from the day I met you.
Even with the blood vial, granted, I don't know whose blood this is, but I mean, I'm shaking it around. But even with this, you thought I'm cool. I know things got a little dark in the beginning, but I've tried to lighten up. You know.
Not since I've known you, nothing's been dark.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you just remind me of someone.
I know. Sometimes all the knights in the armor, they all sort of start to blend together.
Right. Oh boy, this is a roller coaster of
We're
emotions.
gonna go ahead and go
We're
to
to
break,
watch.
and we'll come back. Oh, and we'll see what else happens as we come back from our break. See y'all in a little bit. All right, time to come on back. Here we go. There you are. All right. Gotta watch that chat. There make ships all the time. It is the shipbuilding enterprise.
They got some wild ideas out there, man.
I'm adding armada into my phrases. I don't only ship that, I armada that.
Yeah, well, it's not a ship. It's an armada.
Totally stealing that, Afui.
That was the art department.
I think Courtney started it, actually.
Yeah, nothing to do with resume.
Yeah, when resume happened.
Okay.
Anyway,
thanks, art department.
A bunch
there you
of
go with another creative thing you do.
bunch of lore on the GML channel, but back to our game. And wow, it's happened so long. We have insight. This is crazy. Okay, a lot of content. Wherever we are, people, we are on a group that is going in something. Mel, what are you doing?
Oh, the other way. I was going with Lothorn to see about sending out the his notes and his reports.
Yeah. So I imagine I would have left somebody who was under my command here to serve as a messenger when I returned. Probably staying at an inn down by the docks. So I'd love to head down that way. And while we head down that way, have a little chat with Mel and see how that goes. So Mel, so you're blessed by the gods. Paladin, is it?
By Paladin, yeah.
Is that the god you serve? It's all a bit confusing. They've been gone a while.
I had a dream that led me all the way to you guys, but the dream was really I only saw the lance.
So you don't know who your patron is?
Well, I mean, the lance is blessed by Paladin.
Oh.
But after that dream, things kind of, I was able to start doing things like I was unable to before, healing and such.
Oh. Interesting. Well, do you know much of the other gods?
No more than what we're taught in schools. I mean, the three moons being gods, the Takisas being evil, but you said your eyes were given to you by some other, is that divinity as well?
Yes, Makashta is the name. I think Alec has ties to her as well.
I'm not sure Alec knows who he has ties to.
Yeah, there is that element of chaos. Very very hard to
Moons
get
the
a.
gods? Sorry. I love you, Alec.
I love you all.
Oh god.
It was so diplomatic.
Well, yeah. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I don't know what to make of his claim that he's suddenly a captain. He does have a fair element of leadership, but he lacks the discipline of one who's served and worked their way up the force.
Structure.
Structure is another way to say that, yes. Yeah, I
But
don't
that
know.
lack of structure also emboldens him to go out of the way to do so, right? A lot of the times we're caught within our structure to act.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't hesitate to act. It's an admirable quality in a soldier.
Dangerous one, but yes.
Which is why they don't usually make those ones without disciplines captains. But we'll see. This battle could be rough. We still don't know much about how any of this will go. We don't know really the full extent of what we're fighting. We know it's bad. We know some things about the cataclysmic fire which are more concerns than we don't have any solutions to them. Except for to avoid it. So, I don't know about you, but this battle is troublesome to me.
It goes against nature. Bringing them back from the dead. It's just, there's always a balance in nature. Balance needs to be restored.
Well, supernatural forces, like the gods, tend to have that effect.
Was your home impacted by all of this as well?
When I had left, it was just rumors. No attacks had occurred. When I had left to come up here, I was sent to investigate rumors, so I don't know. It's possible with 5 different armies out there. It's even likely. It's a question I'll have to ask when we meet up with my sergeant.
I'm eager to learn what brings us. This is just. Grayson said something that really impacted me. The infighting needs to stop, and I know that he meant that in the council. But I mean, in order to win this battle, the rogues need to come together as well.
From what I understand, both from stories my grandfather told me, and some of that's been corroborated by what we've come to witness, the cause of the cataclysm was a failing of the Knights of Solamnia. But I don't think it's that the Knights didn't try. I think it's that they failed. Because as one organization, they were unable to do it. So I do believe bringing people together and trying to get us to act toward a common purpose is going to be essential for this fight.
And it seems like this band of friends is proven that. I mean, you got Aragon, a Black Robe, Nightmare. I don't
Red
care.
Robe.
He's Red Robe, right? Okay. And Alec, a White Robe, and together, you guys seem to have been overcoming lots of adversity.
It's a powerful trio, that's for sure. And then between Grayson, who's served as the front line, and Selene, who's been our reconnaissance, and me, whose expertise has primarily been in scouting, but is in this group weirdly in between. And now we have you.
Well, it's well met. And you guys have my sword and shield.
This appears to be the end. I think we should be finding it here. So I'll walk into the inn where I left my contact.
All right, go to your contact and
My backstory, there's probably a name for this, but I don't remember the name. My backstory is a lot of people. I went a little bit crazy on my peoples.
all right, and seeing you. So I heard that you had returned. This is good. What should I take to those who are left?
Yeah. So he'll reach into his coat pocket and hand him a stack of missives and reports and letters just describing what he's seen in the wastes and the just confirmation that he's seen dragons, confirmation, a little bit of a description of what he saw in terms of this flying city. I just say it's in there. It's all in there. Make sure it gets back if you can. Have you heard anything while you've been waiting? Any news about the forces out there?
Majority have been taken. Thankfully, the reports say a good number were killed because the others were or have defected, sir. There are still some left, and as I take these, I must be careful. Most of the routes have been claimed. I've been preparing to be as unnoticeable as I can going back and finding any remnants to let them know what's going on. And I've heard of what's happening. Should we be ready to try to rally to any defense? I mean, if what is true and their attack is coming from above, how can we help?
Of that, I'm not sure. There's this evil thing is what it is. The only thing I can say that I know for sure is that we will not defeat it by breaking apart. We must stand together. And we must fight together. Or the peoples of this world will find themselves enslaved to this Takesis. We're going to need the help of mages. We're going to need the help of soldiers. We're going to need the help of merchants. We're going to need the help of anyone we can. So anyone you can find out there that may have that may still be trustworthy. Keep track of them. Find a way to keep in contact so that we can call them when we need them. How we'll need them and when we'll need them, I don't know. But we're going to need them at some point. Have you been keeping tabs on the Dragon Army force outside the walls?
Much as we could.
Did you happen to... Do you have any reports on numbers or how long they've been here?
Numbers, not so much. They've been slowly amassing. Seems like they were waiting for something.
Well, that something is on its way.
What I do have is there's been some suspicious activity. And some of it has increased since all of you came back. The last few hours. Places we're watching suddenly moving.
Any information on individuals or where we might find... There is an individual that we're concerned about that may have infiltrated the city as an agent of the Red Dragon Army. Any particular individual that stands out?
We had interrogated a draconian we found infiltrating the city. One that could change their look.
Well, it's the first time I've heard about that kind of draconian. That's alarming.
Yes. They seem to, when they kill an individual, they can assume their form within seconds. And then able to discard the body and pose as them. They've emerged as time has gone by. Before they ended up having themselves killed, we got one name from them that we're not sure what to make of it. As far as they seemed cocky, and the name Becklin.
Have you managed to track down a location for this individual?
We didn't want to say it aloud, and from what we haven't heard anything All we know is, since you've been back, there's been locations that we think were related, just more people have left and gone quicker. Again, we're not sure, we haven't moved. But that's all we know.
I see. Well, that's good work.
Lothorn,
Yeah.
if the gods really are back, it might be in all our best interest to have faith again. Maybe the prayers of the people will also help with the efforts.
It's possible. I have no idea how gods work, so. But I do know that there's a tradition that was spoken of. Perhaps it grants them power to help us, I don't know. But it's certainly worth a try.
And she would look over at the other gentleman or the other person and tell whoever's left to pray. To Makashta, to Paladine, whoever they see fit. It is a God that's empowering this army, and we may need empowerment ourselves.
Do what you can to convince them to unite, to act together to root out this force. Be ready. Things are going to get messy. From what we've heard, there's when the creatures of this city breathe fire, some of it is likely to be this cataclysmic fire. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I do know that apparently it has the power to raise the dead as warriors. And, well, that could be quite dangerous in a city. So, be ready to move. And if you can, prioritize getting that message out. And get out if you can, beforehand if you can. But I know it looks like they've got the city pretty well blockaded. So, that may be a tall order. I trust you. Give him a salute and we'll take his leave.
I think you might be muted, Matt.
Oh, da-da-da. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. All right, then what next? I know we've got to check on children, but I also know I don't think Alex has gotten to do anything yet. So, what would Alex or Nightmare like to do?
Nightmare was going to go check on the people of Ogler.
Anyone going with you, or is it just you?
I believe it's just me. And just while everyone else was talking, I did realize that the one person going outside the city walls is going alone. But yes, I get that.
Venturing out of the city walls, showing your rank as pass, you come into the area that you, along with some that aren't here anymore, that have died in this battle, have helped build, have helped make. You pass the workmanship of Ovina, and even some who are tending to soldiers' wounds who haven't been able to make it back, who are too injured. The time to actually get to infirmary within Calaman would spell death for them, are being treated, and they are saying prayers almost in the exact same language as Avina would use in the way that she accentuated words. You see her knot tying techniques on their fingers. These are the ones that she had left. And it's a strange memorial, almost like unexpectedly coming upon a friend's gravestone and being forced to pause and remember before having to continue on to why you're here and looking. You see the young man who you had caught in the middle of something and the young woman he was doing it with in Vogler. Except they both are ordering. They've taken control. People are coming to them asking which way to put things, and they are responding. They are directing. For all rights and purposes, you just stand back almost visibly and see them ordering, and they are a heart that is beating, pumping, and the people who are the blood to make this whole thing work. And you can't help but notice that there's a slight bump on just above her pelvis that she tenders, which makes you wonder, is there a future? Is it? As you study her, the fact that this is constantly on her mind, no matter what she is saying, becomes so obvious to you. The slight pain constantly in her eye, even as she gives hope to others. But they're so busy they don't notice you. And coming back are hunters with some things from the forest, though. In their deer that they have, and they're carrying one, actually two are carrying a wounded with Dragon Army crossbow bolt in their back. You see them rush, and he was killed. That's seeing beyond the hope. You see this heart that is working but is struggling. There's a few missing, and their absence almost appears like clots in the bloodstream of this place. Heard that this operation, this heart outside the body of Kalaman, is keeping it alive. But it is a struggling heart. but one you helped make, one that has brought, if Vendry is to believe, a victory in that while you were gone, this place, both Vogler's settlement and Calumet itself, has survived long enough for you to return. So in that, there's victory in that. What would you like to do?
He would, or she would, go and approach the couple that's in charge of everything.
As you approach, there's this pause as they see you, and people trying to hand them papers and objects and trying to get orders. Let them go, because they're so used to them almost having the sixth sense of being able to grab them so much that a few things fall to the ground because they don't go to grab them instinctively. And they look up and they both just rush you. Nightmare. And just hug you and uncomfortably don't let you go.
It's alright now, dears. Everything's gonna be okay.
I don't think we believe your lies anymore, but we hope so. After what all of you did for Vogler, we always talk how we at least need to keep Calumet alive, like we were kept alive. 5 helped hundreds. Hundreds can help thousands, right?
Absolutely. And from what I've been told, you guys have been doing a great job at that.
Face of death, anything looks good. We do what we can for these people, and the young man puts his hand on the sight bomb and goes, and for the future. Because there will be one, as he grasps her hand.
There absolutely will. So, what's the shape of things? How's things going out here? I know it's been a while.
We are doing what we can. Everyone is doing their best. There's less and less game. The hunters report, as of a week ago, they find much of it slaughtered, already rotted. It seems like the armies have gotten what we've been doing and have begun just slaughtering the wildlife. We find berry bushes torched. Traps set. If we find places of food, it's with great trepidation we must approach. And so far, in the last week, any we find has always meant the death of one of our party that we've sent out. And the parties insist on going anyway. And every time one returns dead. But with food. And they say, one life, so hundreds eat.
Well, that is good news, at least. I mean, it's news, at least. I'm glad people are pitching in. It's sad to hear that it's at such cost.
Yes. But they often talk of all of you. What you self-sacrificed, the army that went up north, and how you all know not all of them are coming back. It's a different fight, but anyway. The point is, it keeps moving. Well, we tried to salt the meat. It looks at this almost processing thing they have, and of course, the skirmishes have been rough. It's been hard. Lord Bracaris has denied us any protection when he can. We've had to train and accept the broken pieces of equipment from the soldiers. Though, believe me, I think they're brand new. But we are to say they're broken. But we have set some defenses. We have repelled through some trickery, but she says, we're scared, Nightmare. We've used tricks, but all it takes is one actual force, and we're all gonna die. They've all been, looks like recruits or people they've tried to be having like cut their teeth. That's who we faced. I don't think we faced a trained soldier. What if they send 10? There's no room inside. We're dying so that those inside can live, and because those inside live, there's no room for our people. We're shining his shoes. Won't even let us. The boy grabs her hand and goes, honey, this is what it is. We need to do what we can.
Do you have any ideas where one of their camps may be at, or one of their areas?
No. We're not aware. There has been some talking about trying to find, but we've told them that no one here soldiers. You all taught us some stuff to help us, but it's been mostly a game of them hiding from us hiding from them, at least the ones that are sent to mess with our efforts.
Alright. Well, from the sounds of it, you guys are worried about the possibility of staying out. Here, I have an idea that might help that. Do you have a piece of parchment by any chance?
Yes, we have to give reports to prove our usefulness to Lord Bracaris every day.
Alright. And she will handwrite a little letter and then ask them to give it to the group at the meetup point in like an hour and a half at this point, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And
so no one is allowed in. No one from
no one from, and no guards are still around?
You can give it to a guard. I'm just saying you can't give it to somebody from
Vogler. She will give that to Vogler, or that to a guard, and then she will give a second piece of parchment to her and say, if I'm not back tomorrow, please make sure one of my friends get this. Preferably Delaney.
Unless we need you. Don't be stupid.
Stupid's all I know. And she walks into the forest.
What is her intention?
Her intention is to try and find large amounts of food, probably either in a caravan that the dragon army's taking, or possibly even a dragon army encampment that she can then use polymorph or something similar to get in and out.
All right, as you walk off into the forest, let's see. I know Delaney needed to check up on some kids.
I was going to join her as well.
Yes, and Erevan, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, then come upon the place you had rented. First thing that strikes you are several lines of twine that extend out that have a combination of hanging laundry, even what looks like herbs drying, maybe some meat, and fruits that are in a process of dehydrating. There is what essentially is a bicycle with the pedals to which is attached a large fan blades, and you see one of your children pedaling as it's moving and blowing upon some cheesecloth in which the fruits are kind of sandwiched between and kind of making this drying process. As you hear them whispering, not really aware of you two yet, just things like, come on, we keep on it. I know this isn't as good as Delaney's, but we can do this. We can do this. As they've apparently made this type of contraption. In Erevan, you spot the youngest boy doing a few gestures as arcane energy goes between their fingers and wind is being produced alongside the fan. Fan is
Really?
doing wind, and the other one's like doing a small gust, and then they go, they cough, and they go, I got this. As these two groups are going back and forth, trying to keep this wind moving to allow this fast processing that will probably take a few hours of all of this.
Delaney, did you see that?
I did. I'm gonna get him. Watch this. And I'm gonna sneak up on him. What are you doing?
As they fall, like the concentration of the wind breaks or just sort of goes all around all of you as pieces of herbs that were being chopped up just fly into the air, and they scream and scared. One of them grabs like this small letter opener and like stands and then realizing who you are drops it, and they all just pile on you. And then three look down and see Erevan and just jump. And you look at this and you realize there are, in fact, more children than you left.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, because we left two.
You
A,
left two.
a little boy and a little girl.
How long have we been gone for?
2 weeks, about a month.
So, kids, what have you been up to? And where'd the rest of you come from?
They are real. They just kept on talking about you, and these are our we refer to them as our brothers and sisters. Our parents died, and the old woman you have here comes and goes, and well, I couldn't help but offer. Vendry, I approached Vendry, and for the time being, she said that until the siege is over at least, or until something would happen, or as they would have coin, agreed to give the stipends to take care of them for each soldier who had died. So I've taken up side work, essentially.
It's fine. They're children. They need someone to look after them and to teach them. Have you been teaching them the way we requested? All of them?
Yes. I've this place has become to known as the Black Candor.
Oh. Oh.
From the robes and you, it's
Oh,
I think that we're quite honored by that. Fun.
yes.
So
So
how
how-
have things been going? Tell us, what's been going on? What did we miss? We see some interesting contraptions here, and we notice that someone might be touched by the gods over here. But let's keep that amongst ourselves.
Oh no, excuse me. I learned this the hard way, as Wyan says. She caught, and they go, yeah, that's because she caught you trying to steal from her. I found a piece of paper in her shop, and then something exploded in her shop when I was trying to steal things, and she looked at me, and then I felt a lot of pain in my butt. It was really bad. And then the next day, this little book arrived for them. Just said, you take power instead of asking. I appreciate that. Wyan, I'm sure everyone would like it too.
So, Matt, you're saying that he's basically studying the arcane. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to sit down with him. I'm going to tear out a piece from my spell book, and I'm going to write out just basic prestidigitation for him, and I'm going to show him how to do it, and then I'm going to let him practice while we're gone.
Oh, it's such a rapt attention.
Yeah. So this is for you to practice when we're not around, okay? And you can only do one prank a day with this.
Right. Excellent. That's fantastic. And looking around, Delaney, you can't help to see that these things are very... Because of the time you've spent there, clearly have been taken from Tatiana's shop. And as that recognition comes across your face, I couldn't stop them from breaking in. It just happened. And then I thought of you and I said, well, as long as they're doing something useful for it, everyone should be okay with it. I didn't know what to do.
I think it's okay. I'll talk with Tatiana. I'm sure she's fine with it. Especially since they're making something useful out of it. And in fact, she might come look at it and improve on it. I don't know.
But can you look at it, Delaney? Is it good? We just think of all the things you make, and we wanted to make something that you'd like. We thought you'd like something that, because people all the time take a bits of fruit and put it away, and we're like, what if you made something that made the bits of fruit last? And so it's almost like taking what people don't want and making it better and something that they would want, and then you could sell it back to them, and they just threw it away.
Yes, see? There you go. Being very entrepreneurial. That's very good.
I knew she'd like it.
And like you said, it'll make it last a little longer. So when people have to go out on the trail, they can have fruit that's not going to go bad quickly along with their other rations.
They didn't take gray eggs. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So yes, it's very clever of you. So what else have you been doing while we're gone?
Well, we've been learning everything, and we've been taught how to help. We get to sharpen the swords.
Oh, okay. I hope you're very careful about that, that there's someone there watching you.
Yes, I am there to make sure they all came with their own, like the ones you sent, things they want to feel like they are making their parents proud, because they're not here anymore.
And that's very honorable, and
So
I'm happy that they want to help.
it just comes over to you. Listen, I've just been trying to figure everything out to keep them as safe as I can, but they have your adventure spirit, both of you.
Well,
And they know they need to come in by dark. That's one of the big things, and they figured out that the quicker they do the schoolwork, the more time they have, and they keep doing the schoolwork really quick.
Oh, well, it sounds like we need to make it harder.
Yeah, we've tried that a little bit. If you can help, that'd be great.
I think Eravon and I can come up with something. And while we've got her pulled aside and we're talking to her, I give her 100 of the stipend that I was given.
Yeah, I was about to ask how much money she needs.
Oh, thank you. So help very much. We are doing everything we can, and I'm doing what I can, and I do have occasionally some tutors I'm paying to have in, and oof, I accepted to raise 2 kids for you, and now I'm in charge of a small army, it seems.
Well, it sounds like they're trying to help as well, so you're doing a really good job.
Thank you. You have to become sort of, I guess, role models. We just keep talking about you because it's the best way to go, hey, the ones that provided this house, they would be proud. And, well, that's why someone now throws wind in the house. And I just thought that was the smelly kind, but no, it can break windows.
So
Wow.
I'll also give her 100 as well.
Thank you. Yes, at first, when I first made that fan, you look and there's this very clearly uneven cut piece of her hair. As you see, like it came down to her shoulders, one piece just comes to her ear. She goes, almost took the ear, just took a braid. We had a big talk about no inventing in the house. You do balcony with the door shut. That's right. They go, and no pointing things out into the streets. Make sure they're pointed at the brick. That's right. Only one dog nearly died, but it's fine.
Wow, sounds like lots of adventures.
Yes. Yes. It's after I bought the owner a few rounds. It was an adventure, not a tragedy. She laughs. She goes, "But thank you for choosing me for this. Honestly, I love it. Don't let them know. I'll never get control of them again."
Well, we're very grateful for your help.
Yes, yes, we are. Well, Ervon, we should probably go back and meet with everybody.
Yes, I think we should.
Kids will be back again before we have to go.
You're leaving?
Well, we have to go meet with our other friends. Because there's still things going on. But keep up the good work with your schoolwork. And your inventions and all of that.
It's almost like a hive mind when all the rest leave and just you or two are left. They come,
Oh.
they grab your hands.
Well, I'll give them a hug.
Yeah, me too. Can't hear you, Matt.
Don't die like their parents, please. Come back.
Oh, I have no intention of dying.
Me either. We have some good people with us, I promise.
With each one with a shaking hand, hold up a little pinky.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll make a pinky promise. to
yeah,
each
me
of you.
too. We'll connect all four of them.
Yeah.
And then they give you a big hug.
I hug them back.
Yeah, me too.
Anything else?
No, we'll head back.
Yeah. I forget where I guess we're supposed to meet in our quarters, or
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, very cool. So then I believe everyone but Nightmare gets back into the quarters. See each other? All right, so y'all meet in the barracks, except Nightmare.
Yeah.
I believe so.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So I got some potions here.
Oh, yeah. How was your time at Wines?
We don't talk about that. Listen, the way that I look at it, right? She doesn't want to say it, but she thinks I'm pretty cool. I know. She just wanted me to. I think what it is that she's upset that I didn't end up being a black robe, and I ended up being a white robe, and whatever. Blah,
It's
blah.
a disappointment for all of us.
No, you wanted me to be a black robe too?
Of course.
Oh, look at that. I like that. Thank Erevan. Thank you. Did you hear the nickname I gave you?
Not if you didn't say it in my presence.
I did not say it in your presence. I thought word would have gotten around, but Erevan, you've donned a new title. It took a while.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while, but after seeing you polymorph into that thing, I did some studying. And I've come up with your name.
What is it?
Aravanus Rex. The mighty black-robed Aravanus Rex.
No, that could work.
Yeah. It's strike fear into your foes with such a name. Oh, it took me like, I don't know, about an hour to come up with. But I mean, man, I was, it's great. It was like like it just came to me, you know? So, do you?
Well, I appreciate the thought behind it. You shouldn't have.
See, when you say it like that, I really feel like you think, like when you say it like that, it's like you're saying, I really should not have, instead of like, oh, you shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have.
It's so confusing. I'm just taking it as you're happy with it. Right. All right. Sounds good. Okay. I'm glad you like it. That's awesome. Delaney, how are the kids?
They are awesome and very creative.
Oh, awesome. All right. That's great. So you know what, guys? I have this. I remember that wine. I have the wine here. The very bad wine or whatever. The it's not bad wine, but it's, I guess blue wine. What was it called? Hold on. And I feel to celebrate us surviving, we have the. Where is it? Ishtarian wine. That's it. So I got this Ishtarian wine, and I was hoping, I could share a glass with everybody.
Sure.
All right, awesome. I'll pop it open and pour some out in like little goblets or whatever, and pass them out to everybody. And then I'll pour one out into another mug and look around and say, "All right, Nightmare, you invisible again?" And I'll hold up the jug and wait for it to be grabbed.
Does the guard show up, Matt?
Is there any other conversation before we'd have the guards deliver this?
Well, did anybody else find anything useful? I think I may have a lead on our. What was her name? Fire Eyes. My people have been sort of surveying the city. Delaney, you may find it interesting that they've come across some dragonels that imitate the people they kill.
Draconians.
Draconians, yes.
Yes, they can. And when you kill them, they try to strike fear in you.
Or explode into acid.
No. The ones that can pose as other people try to strike fear in you.
But didn't we fight some that were already transformed into regular people and they exploded?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think before this missive gets delivered, I would make a point of mentioning to Grayson that I had learned about the Gem of Seeing. Is that what it was called, Matt?
The what?
The Gem of
Seeing. Yes.
Seeing, yes. That Consolde or Fire Eyes apparently stole a Gem of Seeing, and she plucked out her own eyeball and put in the gem And she can apparently nobody. It's like a zone of truth around her. Nobody can lie around her, and she can see through illusions as well with this gem.
Well, that's good to know.
Some good intel.
Yeah, she sounds really quite lovely.
The other thing I got from my contact was a name. Becklin. I don't know if that name means anything to any of you, but they were able to capture one of those draconians and interrogate him and got that name. Apparently the draconian seemed rather prideful about it, so don't know if that's because they're a difficult individual to reach or if it's because it's some sort of false name, but it's a lead that we might be able to use.
Becklin was my mentor. Is my mentor.
That name does sound familiar.
Yes.
Yeah, we know Becklin.
She's from Vogler.
She was the one that gave us the armor for Derek, right? But
Yes.
never making it back.
Yes. Darrett was also her squire, like I was. She's a knight of Solamnia. She rode out with my uncle, right?
Yeah.
But did she come back? Okay.
Well, actually, no. We
Yeah,
didn't get word if she came back.
I thought she came back with Cudgel, and then I thought she rode out with us, with Derek.
No, she rode out with. She sent us a letter back stating that she was forced to go with his uncle on that expedition. We saw your uncle return, but I don't remember seeing Becklin return.
I think the letter was from Darrett.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm totally blanking on.
Yeah, no, Becklin came back with Cudgel.
That's okay. Yeah.
When we saw them on the road when we were coming back from
The kids.
the east,
farm,
from the
yeah.
east, from the east, we saw Cudgel and Becklin, and they came back with us. And I thought Becklin went with us when we left with Derek. So Becklin is with Derek. Or she was, unless they caught her when they were being the distraction for us.
Is it possible they turned her?
Well, they'll try to turn anyone.
So wait. So what was the information? Run that by me again. The information was what?
It's the name that they were able to get out of the Draconian that they captured as the leader of some sort of mysterious activities. By the way, we should probably be on our guards. I know we're all already on our guards, but apparently when we returned, there was a lot of suspicious activity that increased. So
How so?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, from what I understand, they've been keeping eyes on some places of interest, and there's been more activity around there recently. Not sure exactly what to make of it, but it sounds like there may be more than just the one agent in the city.
But was Beckland alive where a Draconian could have taken their place?
That's
Or
what I was.
was,
Yeah.
or was because the lieutenant also said there was defectors. What are the odds that she might defect?
Becklin wouldn't have defected. They would have had to kill her to take her image.
Yes. And Becklin was one of the ones who stayed behind in Vogler. Along with the dwarf person that name is escaping me.
Cudgel.
Cudgel.
No. Okay. Where's Cudgel?
You can go try to find them if you want.
Yes. I do.
Anything else before you leave this room?
Yeah, no, I think that there was additional conversation that probably was going to happen, but now we have this thing.
You just dropped the whole bomb just now, Bobby. You dropped the whole bomb.
It's not. I didn't do anything but think. Somebody else dropped the bomb.
That's all it took. That's all. That one thought was like, yeah, they were left behind with Cudgel.
Hey, this all happened before I joined, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Why do you think I gave it to you?
Yep.
Matt has been doing this to me since Thursday, just going.
Right as you go, you can open the door and there's a guard standing right there, like, ah! Sorry, I was just meant. Looks you're leaving. I just was meant to give you this letter.
Okay, sure. And I take the letter.
What's the letter say, Nightmare?
My dearest friends, before you start rolling your eyes, Grayson, please hear me out. I know this may seem foolish, but... And remember, everything before but doesn't mean anything. So, I went to go check on the people, and they are very scared, especially being outside of the city with your uncle not letting them in, even though they're the ones providing the food, and food's running scarce, and they've been having issues with their ability to get food, and people are coming back dead every time they go out, and they're trying to be brave because a lot of us were brave. Something about the few protecting the many, but because we kind of got them into this mess, and they're so scared of dying, and we got a pregnant person crying, I couldn't help it, but I'm going to try and find them a way to get back in the city. Be back soon. If not, there will be a letter you will be receiving tomorrow. But my sincerest love, Nightmare. P.S. It's not life-threatening unless you die.
I turn the page over to Grayson after reading it. And I will say, wow, it's like she knew you would roll your eyes. You rolled your eyes during the roll your eyes part. It was great. It was like a perfect timing. So we have a problem. So we have a rogue agent out there, and now we have possibly an issue within. And it seems like this is a captain decision, guys. I say we save Nightmare and deal with the whole other issue when we get back.
But Nightmare doesn't need saving. She's went off on her. We've been through this.
You're right. You're right. Thank you, Erevan. Let's go deal with this. I hand him the paper and I say, okay, Cudgel.
Right, you want to try to find Cudgel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, in that case, as you go off to find Cudgel, on Nightmare approaches a scene. We will end for tonight. And come back to Cudgels and Nightmares and more next week on Dragonlance. All right.
Night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Night. And we will see you next week as we explore this insanity.